So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jenna Pontius, and I'm the Public Services Librarian with the Riverside County Law Library. This is the afternoon session for our virtual resource fair, and we will have Patricia from the Riverside Superior Court do a presentation, as well as Sherry from the Riverside County Department of Child Services. So we will begin shortly. You can see the screen has been shared, so we'll just wait, see that there. So then Patricia, whenever you're ready to take it away. Also, I'll be monitoring the chat and the Q&A. You can get to these features at the bottom of the screen in the toolbar. The Q&A is for questions. Chat, you can also ask questions. I'll be monitoring both of them, and it'll be up to Patricia and Sherry if they want to hold questions to the end or take them during the presentation.
Hello, Jenna. My name is Patty Rich. I thank you so much for allowing us to participate in your program. I think that this is such a wonderful way of showing the public and the attorneys out there that there are resources that are available even during this pandemic. So thank you so very much for inviting us to this. I am a family law facilitator with the Riverside Superior Court. I've worked for the court for 20 years, not 25, because then I'd be retiring, but for 20 years. And of that 20 years, 13 years have been as a family law facilitator. Our self-help centers are currently closed to the public, but that does not mean that there are no services available to the public. So I've called my presentation Self-Help in a Changing World. At the end of my presentation, I'm going to throw this over to Sherry Bailey. She is with the Riverside Superior Court Department of Child Support Services. She's been with the Department of Child Support Services for 13 years as well. So she has a very good understanding of the system. She's worked in a lot of different capacities there, but she's currently working in a newly formed department that essentially is an outreach department to let people know what services are there and how to get to those services. So we're going to go ahead and get started with my part of the presentation. I give this disclosure in all of my presentations. This disclosure says that at the Self-Help Center, our staff members are legal professionals. However, we are not your attorneys. We cannot represent you and we cannot give you legal advice. We work for the courts, so any legal advice that we would give you would be a conflict of interest. However, we will educate you, inform you of the process, of the forms. We can help you fill them out. If you are in a position where you do need personalized advice or strategy, you will need to consult your own attorney. We will be unable to help you. While we began our services many, many moons ago in the family law arena only, we have since expanded it over the last 15 years. We now assist with civil, small claims and child support, family law, restraining orders, and some minimal probate issues. In the civil court, we can assist you with limited civil lawsuits that are too much for small claims, but not enough for unlimited civil. If it is a personal injury type lawsuit, we can't help you. What we usually provide assistance is answering a debt collection case. We also give assistance in landlord-tenant or unlawful detainer cases. And we have a small claims advisor who can assist you with the paperwork and answer your questions in relationship to small claims cases. Now, we're open for all of these services. These services are just not being provided in the courtroom. We're having hearings, but they're all done virtually, except even the landlord-tenant unlawful detainers, although we do anticipate that there'll be a flood once the COVID situation is resolved. In the civil arena, we also assist with name changes and civil harassment restraining orders. The name changes would be for either yourself or your child. And this is when you're changing your name outside of the family law court. Like you're not married, so you can't change your name to a maiden name. You want a brand new name. In family law, we'll help you with the petition, the response, the judgment associated with the divorce, legal separation, or annulment. We can help you with requests for orders in relationship to custody and visitation, the pleadings associated with a paternity case, which is a petition to establish parental relations. We can assist you with your child support cases, whether they involve Department of Child Support Services or not. And we will also assist with domestic violence restraining orders. We have packets online that you can access relative to most of these issues so that the paperwork is available without having to go to the clerk's office, which is also closed to the public, except for domestic violence restraining orders. And the domestic violence restraining orders are the only orders that are currently, or hearings that are currently being done in person. The probate court handles a variety of issues, predominantly dealing with conservatorship, guardianship, and probate. They can assist you with the initial petition. They can help you understand your probate notes. You have to make an appointment, and they would send you out an email to get information relative to these issues, and then set an appointment for you. In order to obtain assistance, you can first start out by calling our self-help line. We have two phone numbers, one for Riverside and one for the Indio Palm Springs area. The phone number for the Riverside area is 951-274-4499. The number in the Palm Springs area is 760-393-2163. When you call, there will be a variety of selections that you can make so that you'll be put to the correct staff member for assistance. So the selections could be civil or a variety of family law, Department of Child Support Services, family law generally, domestic violence restraining orders. You select the appropriate selection for your issue, and then it'll get to the appropriate staff member. Our phone hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Due to COVID cuts, we were required to limit the number of hours that our staff is available on the phones. We do have a very high volume of calls coming into the phone system, so please be patient. We try to get your call within a minute or two, but if we have a lot of calls, you may be on hold for up to 10 minutes, maybe more. So please be patient with us. Now, the ways that you can get assistance, and probably this slide should have been before the last slide, is you can call us. The telephone is for quick questions or triage to find out what you might need to do next, and for making appointments to speak with someone for a half hour, because that's approximately what our appointments are. It is not to answer all the questions that you may have on all the issues in your case. At some point, we'll have to cut you off and indicate that we must make an appointment for you. These appointments will be telephonic. We would take information regarding your name, case number, your phone number, and your email, and then we would contact you at the time of your appointment. Please make sure that if you are calling the phone number that you, or making an appointment even, you have your information available so you don't have to go find it while you're making your appointment. You can also make appointments by going online to our website, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. So the two ways to schedule an appointment would be through our telephone line or through our appointment scheduler, which is online at our website. Other ways of obtaining assistance would be through workshops. We provide workshops on unlawful detainer issues. We also have a number of workshops for the family law issues. These include how to file a petition or response, how to file a default judgment, and how to prepare for your mandatory settlement conference or trial. Again, these workshops are not designed to provide legal advice to you on how you should or should not proceed with your matter. These are informational workshops with general information. If you have specific issues or questions, you may have to contact an attorney to get you assistance with that. As I said before, I guess this is a duplicate slide, so I apologize. These are our two phone numbers, and our hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. To make an appointment, you can call one of those numbers, or you can go to our website at riverside.courts.ca.gov/appointments. That will then take you to our appointment scheduler. So let me show you how you can make these appointments. So this is our website, and it's a little difficult to find how to make the appointments, which is why I give you the direct site for it. So you're going to put in riverside.courts.ca.gov/appointments, okay, and hit enter. This is our self-help appointment scheduler. You will then be able to read our disclosure, which is what I had put at the very beginning of this presentation, indicate that you accept the terms of scheduling an appointment, and then you will be able to book a new appointment. The first thing you're going to want to do is select self-help assistance. From there, the next pull-down menu will provide you with the various areas that we provide assistance within. Please select the area for your issue. We have a lot of people who will just kind of shop around to find an open spot and make the appointment in that open spot. But unfortunately, the person you speak to may not be equipped to be able to assist you if you have not selected the proper area. So let's say that you need assistance with filing a new petition. So you could click on that. The areas that are dark like this, 28 and 29, they appear blue on your screen. Those have available times for an appointment. The other times are not dark or bold, and they do not turn blue when you put the mouse over them. That means there are no appointments available. We currently have appointments available through February. So as you can see, we already have some appointments listed on February 1st, the 5th, and the 8th. So let's say we want the appointment on the 1st. So we're going to click on the 1st. It'll be blue. We'll then come down here to where it says time and select an available time. If none of those times work for you, you can move to another date and select and see if there are times that are available there. Once you select your time, so let's say we're selecting 3 p.m., you're going to go to the next screen. You're going to provide a case number if you have one, but if you have a new petition, you wouldn't have one. You can say new petition or new case. Your first name and last name, your email so that you can get an email confirmation, your phone number, and a quick note as to what type of assistance you're looking for. I have my petition completed and I would like to have somebody review it for me before filing. You can then click on the blue button toward the bottom of the screen that says book. It will pause, give you the time clock emoji, and then it will say confirm. You will then receive an email providing you with the date and time for your assistance. Now, if you wish to attend a workshop, Again, it's a little difficult to find our workshop calendar. So we have the workshop calendar on a flyer that's on our website. So we can find that by going to riverside.courts.ca.gov/self-help events, all one word. And the type of workshops that you can enter into include introduction to evictions and notices, starting or responding to divorce, default judgment workshop, and the mandatory settlement conference / trial prep workshop. So again, let me show you how that works. We're going to go back to our website, our homepage. And then we're going to put in the address line didn't work. Sorry about that. We're going to do it a different way. We're going to come down here where it says self-help. Click on that. We're then going to come here where it says family law self-help. And we're going to select family law workshops. On our flyer, you will find the link to the, I put it in wrong, self-help events. And at the bottom of is where you will find our self-help workshops. So as you can see, we have them on a fairly regular basis, and they provide you with a link. So let's say you want to go to the starting or responding to a divorce workshop. It provides you with the link to join the workshop. No reservation is necessary. It also provides you with the link to the various packets that you may need in order to proceed with your case. We do suggest that the packets be filled out to the best of your ability before you attend the workshop. So as we go through these packets, you'll be able to either ask questions or correct errors or fill in those items that you weren't able to understand. So this is our schedule for upcoming workshops. And again, if you wanted to go directly to the schedule, you would go to the link at riverside.courts.ca.gov self-help events. And as you see, by clicking on that, it took me directly down to the self-help workshops, so I didn't have to scroll. Okay. Now, in order to get your form packets, you may attempt to get them through the link with the workshops, or you can go online to our form packet area. Now, we have form packets in all the various areas of law. I'm going to show you how to access them for a family law matter. It's going to be the same method to access them for civil, probate, etc. You're going to first go to our homepage, and I have it on slides, but I'm going to go ahead and show it to you on the screen. I believe it'll be easier. You're going to be at our homepage. You're going to go to self-help. And as you can see, we have a variety of selections. Family law, domestic violence, civil, small claims, evictions, conservatorship. We also have the same designations and a few more to the left of the screen. So you could select either of these to get to the packets. When you click on family law self-help, it takes you to our screen where the family law packets are found. When you click on that, these are the various family law packets that you could obtain. So let's go ahead and expand them all so you can see them. These packets are self-populating, which means as you fill in one page of the packet, the first page, everything else self-populates throughout the form. So it makes it much easier for you to not miss simple errors because your date's there, your signature, your name is there. So as you click on the form, it'll open, it'll give you the instructions on what you need to do to file, and it will provide you with a form packet that you can fill out. Caveat: you cannot save it from the website once you fill it out. So my suggestion would be to download it first and then save it as a PDF so that you can then open it pardon me, I'm opening a packet, as a PDF, and now you're free to save it. We just don't want people saving over our PDF, so we don't allow them to do that. But after you have downloaded it and opened it, then you can fill in and the information that I've put here, which is Daisy Duke at 123 Fowl Lane in Gooseland, California, will now appear in the forms everywhere it needs to appear. So as we look at the summons FL110, you'll see that Daisy's name appears. You'll see that her address appears at the bottom of the screen. So these packets make it much easier for you to go through and complete the forms without making simple errors like forgetting to put the address. We sometimes get people forgetting to put the city or state. Also, if you were to come to a form that has a date above the signature line, as we have here, you could put the date in and it will fill that date in on all other forms as you can see at the bottom of the schedule of assets and debts. Okay. So these self-populating forms are very easy. They're easy to find once you get into the appropriate area of law that you're looking for. By selecting the area of law that you're interested in, there's small claims, and there you have your form packets, your defendant's claim, your fee schedule, and other information that you might find helpful. Sorry, I need to find out how to get down. There we go. So we've already essentially gone through this on the screen, but you would select family law, self-help, or small claims, or whatever you're looking for, and then select the packet. And as I have written here, please make sure you download that form and reopen it as a PDF so that you can then save it to your computer so that it would be available to you at a later date, or so that you have the ability to e-submit those records to our court through our Esubmit website, website. Now, for those of you who are interested in e-submittal, going back to our home page, if you go to online services and come down here in the drop-down menu to e-submit, you will be able to access Esubmit to upload your documents in order to file them with the court without having to go to the court. There are instructions that you can open, and there's also a video that's available, and I believe it's available at our form packets place. There's video instructions for packets. And we have, how do I file a request for temporary orders? How do I schedule a family law hearing? How do I separate my forms for my packet for e-submittal? And these are very short videos, but what they do is they give you some information without you having to read a lot. The important thing to know about e-submittal is that you have to break down your packet into individual forms. So if we go back to our family law packet, the forms that we have are the summons, which is 2 pages, the petition with the schedule of assets and debts, which would be 7 pages, the declaration of residence, which is 1 page, the confidential contact information, 1 page, etc. You would then, once you have scanned them as to individual documents, you would then go to the e-submit area. Access e-submit, fill out the form, provide your payment information, and then you can upload up to 16 documents. But the clerks will not accept them. They will return them unfileable if you do not have them set up in the proper manner. So if you have any problems, watch the video, and if you still are having a difficult time, you can contact our Self-Help Center for more assistance. So we can help you with a number of issues. These would include conservatorship, paternity, divorce, legal separation, nullity, guardianship, help you with your Department of Child Support Services case, help you with your evictions or to stop being evicted, civil restraining orders, domestic violence restraining orders. All of these are areas of law that our Self-Help Center can assist you with. But please understand, we are a self-help center and provide self-help services, which means our services are designed to help you help yourself. So we are unable to fill out the forms for you. We do not go to court with you. We do not represent you. So we cannot write your declaration. Now I would like to open it up for questions, if you don't mind, and then I'm going to pass this off to Sherry so that she can provide you with some information about the Department of Child Support Services.
There was one question. It said, I got a paper saying I was found guilty for a speeding ticket. It doesn't specify if I'm eligible for traffic school or by what date I need to complete it by. How do I find out if I'm eligible for traffic school and by when do I need to complete it by?
Okay. We don't assist with traffic or any criminal matters, but you should be able to go to our website. And I believe that there's information regarding traffic tickets. And here you have your information regarding traffic school. So these are the criteria for traffic school. And here's a phone number to reach out in the event you need assistance. But our Self-Help Center will not assist you with it. Our website, though, is just a fountain of information. There's all kinds of stuff you can find there. You just have to click the right buttons.
So that was our only question.
Really? But I have more time.
Maybe they'll come up with a question.
So I do invite questions at this time about how we can provide you with services, what type of services we provide. In the meantime, while you're thinking of those questions, I'm going to go ahead and pass this off to Sherry Bailey from the Department of Child Support Services.
Good afternoon. My name is Sherry Bailey and I'm with Riverside County Department of Child Support Services. I'd like to thank Patty and Flack and the Riverside County Law Library for inviting me here today. I'm just going to go over a little bit of information about what we offer at the Department of Child Support Services, and then different ways that you can contact us. Of course, our office is closed to in-person due to COVID-19. Can you hit the screens, Patty, or the presentation? Patty?
So it looked like she dropped off. Do you have the presentation? I have it if you want me to share.
Yeah, I mean, I have it. I'm not really quite sure how to share it because I've actually never done that before.
Oh,
So
I can do it. Let me just pull it up first. Have it ready. And then I'll advance the slides for you.
thank you.
You are welcome. Okay, here we are. And that bar is, hang on. One moment.
It starts with that building. The next one it starts.
Yeah. It's just that the bar is in the way. Here we are. From beginning. No, that was wrong. What?
There we go. Thank you so
There we are.
much.
You're welcome.
That's just a picture of our building there at, we're at 2041 Iowa Avenue. There's 3 buildings. This one actually is 2081. It's the back building, but we've actually are renovating all of our buildings, and eventually, right now we are on the 2041 to see people. Our lobby is open to drop off paperwork. We also have kiosks in the lobby to make payments. But that is all that our lobby is open for. You can advance to the next slide. So basically, Child Support Services, we actually establish, modify, and enforce court orders for parentage, child support, and for medical support. We do not get involved with custody orders, visitation orders, restraining orders, or we do not establish spousal support orders. We will actually enforce a spousal support order if there is an active current child support order. We can actually then establish it, but once the children would fall off due to emancipation, we would then have to close the spousal support order, and we would not enforce it any longer. So there's a couple different ways that we do receive applications. We get referrals from the Department of Social Services or through the foster care services. We also take non-assistant type of applications. They would be, we have a Viola, it's a virtual interactive online application on our website. And also we would of course take a hard copy application. That hard copy can be printed off of our website, filled out and mailed in, or physically dropped off at the office, or you can call in and they will actually provide you, they actually will provide, you could call in and they would mail you one. I'm sorry, I was reading what the gal was saying. And then we get applications. We do intergovernmental. That is when one party actually lives outside the state of California or in another country. And then what we do is we would get that referral could come in from another state, or it could come in like if someone actually filled out the application here in California and it involved another person, we would get the other state involved. Or if the other state had an application filled out and one party lived here, they would contact us, and that's our intergovernmental. Some of the enforcement remedies that we can do, of course, are garnished wages, suspension of license. We do reporting to the credit bureau if someone is late. We can initiate bank levies. We do submission of passport and suspension. We can intercept IRS, the federal and the state refunds, and we also can do real property liens. We have 3 branches. We have a branch in Riverside, we have a branch in Indio, and we have a branch all the way on the other end of Riverside in Blythe. They're all open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And like I said, they're actually closed at this point, except for kiosk payments in the lobby and to drop off hard copy documents. However, I just wanted to give everybody the information so that when COVID-19 is gone at some point in our lives, hopefully, and we can open up full on like we were previously, you would know, we'd be aware of the different areas or the offices. We also again have 6 satellite offices. They are closed right now. We are not present there. However, I wanted everybody to be aware of it, and it would be Corona in the Corona Courthouse. We partnered with FLAC. We were very excited. That's our newest location. And then we are involved with the probation department downtown. And we have there's a family resource center with DPSS out in Paris. Indio has, they're out there with the Department of Social Services, the Family Resource Center in Desert Hot Springs, and Mecca has a Family and Farm Workers Service Center. Again, they are all closed right now, these satellite locations, but I wanted you to be aware of where we are across the county. We do have 2 evenings or later in the day type of locations. We were present in the Temecula Library and the Val Vista Library in Hemet. Again, they are closed, but I want everybody to be aware. So now that we're closed and you really can't come into the office, we have different ways that you can actually contact us or have a virtual meeting with a child support specialist. So of course we have a customer service line, and that's 866-901-3212. You do speak with a live customer service rep, and that's Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. that is open. And of course, all of our services that I'm going to talk about, we always have English and Spanish speaking workers available. So the first feature that we really are able to do is called live chat. And that is on our website, which is www.rivcodcss.com. And there's a live chat feature. You just click on that live chat and a person will pop up, and you can type and chat with them on virtually on the keyboard, or on your phone or whatever. And they'll be able to answer questions and help you. You also can, we do video appointments through Skype. So you can reserve an appointment where you could have video conferencing with a child support specialist. And again, it's at our website, www.rivcodcss.com. And there's a little icon you just click on, and you can schedule the video appointments, and it just walks you through scheduling that appointment at your convenience. And I just wanted to let everybody know we have a lot of different ways that you can pay your child support. We have PayPal, Pay Near Me, MoneyGram, Touch Pay. Of course, you can always go with the old snail mail and send it in the in the mail, online payments. We do take payments on our customer service line or on our website. You can actually make a payment. And I just want to say, make sure you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, also Instagram. We are on all of those medias. So if you want to follow us on there, we would be able to give you, we put on there different things that are up and coming. We have town halls that we do on Facebook that provide different informational things. Patty's been a guest several times. All of those old town halls that we've been doing over different things are still on Facebook. So you can go on and listen to any number of our previous ones that we did. And that's really it for me today. I'm just going to do a little brief presentation. I'm not sure if there was any questions or not, but I'd be more than happy to answer any if there is.
There were.
Okay.
Let's see. This one might have been for Patty. My sister filed lies in court, so has committed perjury. How do I deal with that? So I think that one's more of a Patty one.
Yes.
And then, are there ready documents in this? Oh, this is self-help.
Okay.
And
Did
then-
Patty fall off? Patty fell off the.
Yeah,
No, I'm
I'm
back.
not. Oh, she's back. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I-
great.
I lost my internet for a moment.
Okay.
So-
Okay. So then I will read those. I stopped screen sharing because it's hard for me to see the Q&A and the chat. So the question that I had read was, my sister filed lies in court, so has committed perjury. How do I deal with that?
Well, the problem with lies in court is that the judge is the trier of fact. And when someone lies, it is the obligation of the other party or person to prove that lie. If there is contradictory evidence, one person says it's black, one person says it's green, then the court will look at all of the evidence, and based upon the court's understanding of the credibility of the parties, will then make a decision based on the information before him or her. So it's very difficult in a court setting to catch people who are lying. You could try and take it to the sheriff to see if the district attorney will do something about it. And the answer is probably going to be no. They have enough to take care of. There's also certain protections in the law that are in the civil code, I believe. It's been a while. But it says that things that you say in litigation cannot form the basis for actions against you. So that might be applicable to the facts in your case. So unfortunately, when you run up across a liar, my best advice is to make sure that you have the facts to show that they're lying so that you become more credible than they do. If the information was provided at the hearing that would show that this person was clearly lying and the judge still did not believe your facts, you could try an appeal. We do not assist with appeals, but that's always an option. And the appeal at the appellate level, the appellate court gives extreme deference to the court when looking at factual situations and discretion. So the appellate court will only overrule the trial court if the appellate court finds that the actions of the court was beyond anything a reasonable judge would do. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you is there are things you can do, but the success is going to be based on your facts, and you would really need to speak with an attorney about it.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, it's a long one. Are there ready documents in the self-help where you just fill in info and it will create a document? For example, I have to send a letter to Crunch who says I owe them money for unpaid membership fees, even though I already canceled my membership. So I don't know how to build that letter saying I don't owe money, and they need to drop the debt recovery people calling me before I take the Crunch business to court. Does that make sense? So I'm thinking that they're asking for a template form.
Our court doesn't provide templates, but I'll tell you, Google is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And so is the law library. The law library has books that provide templates in a variety of issues, so that if you needed a template for a letter or a pleading, they may be able to assist you with that information. So make sure that your first stop is to contact the law library so that they can assist you in finding the correct books for your needs. But You can also do a Google search for just general information.
Thank you. I'm going to be putting,
And basically what I've done on the computer is I've put letter to vendor demanding payment not due. And then you can see that there's letters there. These all look like it's a letters for demand. So you may need to figure out how to write it, but you should be able to find something to give you an idea. And then of course the law library would be able to provide you with a whole lot more information than that.
thank you for the plug. I put a link to our reference form in the chat where you can put in questions like that. There was another one. This would be for Sherry. Where can one apply for employment with DCSS and are child support specialists given the option to telework?
Yeah, definitely. If you're interested in employment, and we will be hiring probably over the next year. So you just go to the Riverside County website for human resources, and it would be on there. They would guide you on how to look at all of their jobs that are open for the county, and we would be listed under that human resource for Riverside County. And we actually, in regards to telemarketing, we actually were a little bit ahead of the curve because our old director, David Kilgore, who is now the director of the Department of Child Support Services for all of California, he actually started us telecommuting. They did a pilot project and we had about 20% of our staff that was telecommuting. And then we were ramping it up. And then when the COVID-19 hit, it was just a matter of getting people at home set up and the equipment. And so now 80% of us are telecommuting. So eventually, not all 80% will be at home telecommuting, but some will be going back into the office so that they can meet with people in the office. But yes, there is a percentage of us that can telecommute from home eventually when COVID's gone.
Thank you, Sherry. There's another question. I'm not sure for who. When an absent parent is in another country, how does a person go about to open a case?
Well, as far as opening a case of the individuals in another country, you of course would need to know what country that person is in. You would need to know an address, but it would just be exactly going online to our website and either completing it online or calling in and having them mail you a paper application. And some of our services, I mean, we can do some locate if we have some basic information, you know, like a social security number or some different things about an individual. But basically, real quick, what would happen would be if it was in another country that we do work with, because not all countries have agreed to work with other countries, but the majority of them have. And you would just fill out that application and we would receive it in, we would open the case. And then at that point, if you have a child support order already, we would then be able to enforce it. We would contact that other state for you and we would enforce it, have it enforced. If in fact you needed to establish a child support order, we would also then work with that other country and establishing it.
Yeah, so she added on to that saying it was to open a child support case, and then what if they are not a US citizen?
It's fine. Again, if he or she is not a US, is not a citizen, but say they're in England and they're a citizen of England, we could, you know, take your application and we could then ask the UK to be involved and enforce it. We do. Mexico, I mean, if you have an address, we could definitely, the best thing to do really is I would call our office at 866-901-3212, or I would go on the live chat and I would speak with someone more about the specifics. But yes, we can and we do work with Mexico.
Now, if you need to file your own lawsuit, for instance, you're trying to get a divorce and the other party lives out of the country, the issue that you're going to have is serving the paperwork on that other individual. And service is going to be dependent on the country's rules. So for instance, for you to serve a person in Mexico would require you to do letters rogatory and have them served by the consulate in Mexico. And our experience is it takes about a year to get all the paperwork done and to the consulate in the province that the individual lives, so that it can. Other countries have different rules, and you would have to become familiar with those rules when trying to serve your own lawsuit against an individual who is no longer in the country.
Okay,
So just because of time, it's 1:52. I'm going to go to another question that says, can you help fill out subpoenas?
No, we cannot. But there is an extremely good website that provides information for that at the Sacramento Law Library. They have, under their Law 101, step-by-step guides on how to do a subpoena. And of course, our own library here in Riverside can provide you with assistance as well.
And then I think from the earlier question about perjury, it said, she's asking, can you repeat what you said about what they say in litigation cannot use in court?
It cannot be used to obtain damages from that person in court. You couldn't sue them for negligence or slander. It may be a basis for criminal charges, but it's not a basis for civil charges.
Someone is asking, can you help with housing issues in Fontana?
I think that Sherry's in a better position to answer that, because they work with all of the various entities, not just the lawsuits themselves.
Okay, so the question was, can we help with housing issues in Fontana? Is that correct?
Yes.
We don't really get involved with housing. We are strictly the Department of Child Support Service. We only collect the financial portion to support the children. So I'm not really quite sure what the housing would be, but we don't really get involved with that.
There are referrals that can be made. And before the closure, Department of Child Support Services had a team that would provide that assistance. However, with COVID, that's no longer available. And I'm not sure if that was available for out-of-county assistance. You may need to go to San Bernardino for that assistance.
Yeah, you're right. It would be, she'd have to go within her own county to get assistance on that.
I did want to just take a really quick second to show you how wonderful the DCSS chat line is. I have it on the screen right now. And this is the website, rivcodcss.com. And right down here at the bottom of the screen is chat now. If I were to click on that, I get a box, and there's Charisse asking how I can help you. And then you can then just put in your questions. I'm just letting her know who I am, just to show you it's that simple. Now, they may not be directly at the computer. It may take a moment or two for them to respond, but you can get fairly quick assistance, and the individuals who are chatting with are DCSS Riverside employees, as opposed to the phone number that you would call, which is a statewide phone number. So they're not specific to Riverside. And as you can see, she has responded to me in very quick fashion. So I think that you can't underrate how wonderful this chat mode is in trying to get assistance through the Department of Child Support Services.
Yeah, Sharice is actually part of our customer service team.
So this live chat for the person who was asking about opening a child support case for a person who was a citizen of Mexico, this would be a feature that she could use, because there was an additional question saying, like, did that change recently? Because I tried to open a child support case back in 2008 and I was informed child support couldn't do anything because they had no jurisdiction.
Yes, she could definitely, that's what I would do. I would do the chat feature because she would be really speaking directly with a child support specialist that is part of our customer service team. They could ask her more specific questions. Does she have a court order? Does she not have a court order? You know, is there circumstances that have changed? I mean, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying that you just never really know. I would definitely, you know, it's 12 years later. I would definitely discuss it with someone directly so they could ask the right questions, and then, you know, Elizabeth could give them what they need.
Thank you. And then this is the final question. I think it's still to do with the perjury charges. It says how to do criminal charges.
You have to start with the police. You can't bring criminal charges. It's the state that brings them. So you would have to start by going to the police and making a report, and then it'll be completely up to the district attorney as to whether or not they wish to proceed with the perjury matter, period. Oh, as I said earlier, though, it's very difficult to get them to proceed because of the nature of the litigation, and if they were to take on every perjury case, they would not be able to take on anything else.
Well, thank you, Sherry and Patty, for your great presentations and answering all those questions. Will you can I make this presentation available to the attendees?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
of course.
thank you. So for our attendees, in about a week after the event, I want to send everything all together. So the recording and then the presentations from all the presenters today. We have 4. So that will be coming, and thank you for joining us. Someone said thank you, Carla did, so thank you. And next up, we were going to have a presentation from the law library. So Sherry, Patty, thank you again. It was great having you with us.
Thank you for the invite, and thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Jenna. As always, it's been a pleasure working with you. And again, for those of you who attended, thank you for attending and being interested in finding out how we can help you at the Riverside Superior Court Self-Help Center.
All right, so